How's it going, Pete? How are you doing? Sorry, I have thick fingers. Yes, how are you, Pete? It seems like you get me live again too. It's an well, Pete. First of all, it's an honor for me. Where's the coffee? I'm still fasting. I can't. After I break my fast, then yes. But I haven't been doing too many night shows, anyways, because I that's when I go and spend more time at the mosque. So um, it's now a countdown, the final week. It's the final countdown. After so much sacrifice and praying and reading holy scriptures all night, you can see my eyes praying for all of you guys, for all of us. Um, Hopefully it pays off. Uh, Hopefully it pays off. You know, with the squeeze coming soon. Who knows? Maybe Allah, or God. It's the same thing. It's the same thing, just different in different language. Same term. God is Allah. Allah is God. Um, so hopefully the prayers are answered. And Jeffrey, thank you. Number one again. Yes. Oh my God, Europe, really? Oh, is it because of the two that were aiding North Korea that the U.S. Caught? Is that what you're referring to, Jeffrey? Um, I told you guys. Well, it's too early to still tell you, but um, oh, Amjad, how are you, brother? This is one of my good friends is in the house. I see you. I see you. The final countdown was sung by Europe. Oh, okay, okay. No, I get what you're talking about. I was Jeffrey. I was side attract by that because there was the news today that two Europeans were caught aiding North Korea today by the U.S. So I thought you were referring to that. um, but yeah, um, Peter, what's good, bro? You won. I lost. It was a green day. I have to eat crow. I do like the fact that the info Hedges Milvin apologizing is very bullish for us. Of course it is. And here's the thing. No one eats crow in our family, right? Uh, I was hope. I mean, not I was hope. That was no English at all. Oh my God. Foreign moment. Um, I was hoping that I would be right no matter what because I wanted. It's always better to be green. Um, Not now, not too much, but I already knew that this was gonna happen, and you're gonna start seeing it slowly and slowly. Don't let out, Jeff, Peter. I mean, it might be a pull out, like they might pull the carpet at any time, and it could be a bull trap. But if not, as I told you, I didn't see that happening. I see it rallying to a higher point, and in fact, look at it. Like when I got in tomorrow, and whoever else got in tomorrow as well. And I know for a fact at the same around that same time frame, I know for a fact they're in the profit. No matter what point you or part of the day you bought it on last week, or around Thursday or Friday, I'll say Friday. Excuse me, that was out of nowhere. You most likely got for a profit. You know, right now you're in a profitable position, and that's the crazy part. That was the best part, is that 90% of people holding that particular stock, or more, were holding. Their average was around 20 23 bucks. So when you tell me, like, for example, when I look at it and I see like a $2 advantage on 90% of the people that are holding the bag, before I even have to worry about letting go of my shares, like, it's an easy investment, because when you look at it, 90%, even if 50% of those just want to get their money back and they invested at the 2023, guess what? I got in at 18, the 1820s. So it's a easy 100%, $2, two, three, $4 profit per share, depending on how much I loaded up, no matter what. Unless, of course, the company goes bankrupt, which again I don't see that case happening. Um, let's see. Let me keep looking at these. AB, the man, the legend himself, AB. The Reds got their first lead of the season after 99 innings. Yeah, they did. Wasn't it the who did they beat? It was like they beat 4-0 or 2-0. I just saw yesterday. Is this music in the background very annoying? Just let me know, guys. It's not music. I don't know. Actually, let's see. Who knows what music this is for? KJW, how are you, my friend? Stacia is in the house. Expected, as expected. Welcome, sis. Kim A. Wolfpack, how are you doing? How's all my wolfies doing? Uh, no, it's Elder Scroll. Um, what's up, guys? What we talking about? I hope I didn't misspeak yesterday. No. Future will. My phone died yesterday but I warned all of you guys before it died on the live. No, what I was saying yesterday to you, Jeffrey, not Jeffrey, sorry, Future, you're always part of the family. You've always been not just 100, but 1000%. This is your place. This is your original home here. What you think, you have every right to think. You know that no one can tell anyone what not to think and what not, what not to say and anything. My thing was, just instead of like going straight to it and like kind of bashing on the person or any of that. Let's wait for the things to come out, or wait for people to come out. Let the man also defend himself, and then form an idea about the individual, because to me, still, like, it's kind of like picked out crazy, because the fact that these videos are surfacing now as the man is out on a vacation, like panning for gold. It's a little sketchy. It's a little sketchy. Again, the whole thing is about a WebEx, and yeah, everybody should do their research. I mean, I agree with with those guys, the Froggy and Mediocre, on that. But at the end of the day, that doesn't mean I'm not agreeing completely with one guy or the other. At the end of the day, I know I've dealt with Cam. I know what I've dealt with. So therefore, I stand with I support Cam. I give him the benefit of the doubt until things come out more about after time. So that's it as far as that. But the guy's panning for gold right now, so don't expect a quick answer or any of that. So hopefully things can go out perfectly, and we'll see how it happens. At the end of the day, we're in here for AMC, guys. We're not here for the Jerry Springer show, and hopefully, especially with AB as well. You're not here for that. You're here to bring questions. Let's get knowledge amongst each other as far as the community. As far as the community, what I don't know, you might know, and you can get me and tell me what you don't know. I might know, and I might help you with that. And that's how it is. And what we all don't know, eventually we could have an answer for. So let's talk about, like I said, the fact that I called it green for this week was the very sense, because this is how they make their money. They dump stocks down completely. And next thing you know, before the Fed's meeting, the Feds helped them by doing so, by coming out. And again, I still don't understand. Neither should you guys ever understand why the Fed's members could come out before meetings and like hint at things, because I think it's totally idiotic. I don't think anyone. Am I lagging? I don't think so, but I might. Just confirm and let me know, guys. But yeah, the fact that they could come out and do whatever they want to do, and say, for example, like, hint at a meeting before the meeting comes, and then they could entirely have something completely different, like, oh, this is on the table, this is not on the table. This is ludicrous, because clearly the markets react to this. So do you want to, like, I'm not going to say 100%, but I know for a fact that there's a lot of people out there on the other side that have insider, like, they wait for this and they have insider info on that, so that they can eliminate, like, execute trades based on that news. And that's why you've seen the market start dropping. How many times have they done that? It's not the first time, it's countless amount of times. So believe it or not, my guess on a green week wasn't, because it was two factors. One, because of the fact that this was a pattern. They do that all, like, they've done that many times already. The second one was, if you look, majority of the stocks were already in that support, literally like right on that support line zone and on that resistance line zone, majority of them, at least as far as the ones that I was looking at. And there was nowhere else to go. If this was the crash, we would have been, or the beginning of the crash, you would have seen a much more violent dip that normally doesn't give you any warnings. Tell, like, hey, I'm about to crash, so you might want to pull your investment out. No. um, the first chunk is always like a kidney. Like, they take a piece of meat, a pound of meat, with that first chunk, with that first drop. I've seen drops before. I've been in the market when things like that have happened before. So I'm just giving you my perspective. Obviously, I could be wrong, but when I seen that, this was a slow beat down, for 2 straight weeks. What was it, like 13 consecutive days or something like that? Red market, slowly 2% down days for each stock. It was just like a completely boring time. So therefore, that wasn't the beginning of the crash. I just didn't see it that way happen as the crash. So I was like, okay, somebody is not trying to spook out the market. So they're taking out, they're doing what they're doing as they want to do it. And eventually they're going to bump it back up. And when the Feds come on again, whether they announce that they're going to hike the rates 50 points, or whether they're going to do it another quarter, it's at that point, the market will react to that as well. So if we, from now until May 4th, see a huge surge in stocks, then I would be more inclined to think that after May 4th, or on that May 4th, we're going to get a decision that is going to make everything, come back down to earth. Because again, pump, dump, use the news and the trend on the market to as an excuse of why this is a fundamental reason of why the market is selling or why the market is pumping. You've seen what you guys are looking at crypto, right? You've seen the crypto market up till yesterday, at like within 4 or 5 hours, crypto at some point was going on a downtrend down to the, like, Bitcoin, and Dogecoin was like 12 cents, on its way down to 11. Bitcoin was down, and it was on its way down to 37 at some point, almost. It was at 38,000. And guess what? They regained their levels. And within hours, they regained their levels, which further strengthens my idea on the fact that I don't see Bitcoin stumbling, even when the squeeze comes, stumbling below the 30 grand, or even 32 grand, because again, majority of the big whales are holding, and their average cost is around that area. So let me continue. Let's see. Hey, let me see. Where am I at? Um, or on hold on a phone call. Christopher. Hey, what's up, Christopher? How are you, brother? Gloria, how are you, my friend? Hopefully you feeling better today. Jeffrey. Okay, Dan. I'll be leaving to home in about 30 to 45 minutes. We support Cam here, Future. Yeah, I support Cam. I support my friend Future as well. I support Kim. I support everybody, guys. At the end of the day, if you hold an AMC shares, I support you. GME shares, I support you. In fact, I'll take it a step further. Even if you just a retail investor, I support you because this is so much bigger than just you and I or a feud between this person or that person. You're my friend against the common enemy, which is the above institutes, and they wouldn't have been, by the way. Like the system, if the system wasn't so corrupt and wrong, I shouldn't like as you and I shouldn't have to feel like we can coexist or we can get our own or we can invest, but we have to target these evil people up there and anything. It shouldn't have been like that. Well, obviously, that's a fairy tale world, unfortunately. That's not happening, but that's the case. Like we shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to feel like you view them as an enemy. If they're in their own lane and we're in our own lane and everybody's playing by the rules, it's all great. Like no one is gonna hate no one. In fact, no one should hate someone for being successful or doing successful things. So if somebody's being successful, what can I do to help you be more successful? I love successful stories, but the fact that in order for you to be successful, you have to eat me alive, and which is what these hedge funds and institutes are doing on top, or you have to step all over me in order for you to climb, then that's obviously where that's why the whole ecosystem is so corrupt. It doesn't matter whether you're in the stock market realm or in any part of the world or any other thing. In anything, you go ahead and look at it. It's the same thing, just copy and paste throughout life. I wasn't bashing him. I was just saying what I felt like people were saying about him for a long time. I don't think that it's a big deal. Yeah, yeah, no, no, future. It's not again. You didn't come out like, like crazy. Yesterday was unfortunate because there was so many things like, that were happening in some way and somehow I was brought into it. I don't know how, but I was brought into it to be asked about, like, not that I was causing anything, but like my name was brought in. Um, so I just hope all this stuff gets worked out. And now it becomes a bigger problem when more than one creator gets involved. I think it should be always just between the two creators that feel some type of way about each other. Um, but when others get involved, that's when it becomes more like of a public opinion, and nothing comes good from that because every person is going to feel like they are wronged by the other, and we're never going to come to a solution. Um, Now we got to backtrack and look. What are we here for? AMC, or are we here for feuds? If the answer is feuds, then I'm sorry, you're not gonna get too much of it here. There are better places for that. If you're here for AMC or GameStop or questions about the stock market in general, I'm all game. I told you guys I value my time very, 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 very well, and I hope you do too as well. And I respect your guys' time as well. I not only that I value your time, I respect it to the point where I hold myself to a higher standard anytime I go onto anybody's show or like I get only nervous because only for you guys because I don't want you guys to feel like you've wasted a single second thinking that you've wasted it. So, I if you have questions about the stock market, or if you want to laugh, let me know. At the end of the day, this is all for entertainment and educational purposes. Uh, but let me know because we're gonna keep a bit of both. But drama, no, that's not part of this channel. And future, you will always be an original OG in AB's in AB Investments channel. This is your home. This is your sanctuary, brother. So you're always solid. You've always been solid. I know your intentions because I know you as a person. Through all these months, well, all these months, I'm making it sound like it's been 12 months. It's been not too long. Been only been less than 2 months almost. Let's see. Stacia, thank you, AB. Thank you, Stacia. Pantheon, good afternoon, my friend. I can't wait to to see you on tonight, my friend, my brother. And I'm pretty sure there's many over here that also share the same sentiment. I mean, I had to do some DD on searching on when will Pantheon be back on again, and I had to post it. Hopefully you're okay. Hopefully you're all right with that, my brother. Hopefully I didn't offend by doing that on my own. Um, let's talk about AMC. Yes, let's talk about AMC, Pete. Um, Gary Gensler. Gary Gensler, are you like tracking Pantheon or something? Because every time in his chats, I see you there, and whenever Pantheon is here, I see you here. Uh, Hopefully nothing bad. Maybe the fact that Jeremy took that info off of a website that points out security issues with web servers is crazy. The reason I was infuriated was the server Discord that they use is 10x more sus. Um, hey, I'm not a part of any like servers or any of that, so I don't know like what it is. I haven't done any research on any of these things. I just know the individuals I deal with are genuine because I'm a good judge of character. If but again, everybody could be wrong, so I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I like my odds. Um, and I like my reading on the individuals, all of them. Look, so much love going on between everyone. Any shows lined up tonight, Pantheon? Oh, I have a feeling we're in for a big treat tonight, right, guys? Wendy, how are you doing? Hello, everyone. Steph, how are you, my friend? I am doing great. It's a countdown of the fasting, the finishing of the fasting, festivities. So after tonight, there will be 6 more days. Pixie in the woods, how are you? How are you doing? Kim, Future's like Kim. You're not part of a cult, right? I like Kim, but you will not try and run me off. I started this movement with very few others to please. So please respect, much respect between everyone, guys. Please love each other, like each other. The intentions here, the most important thing, and the goal here is to, to get the squeeze going, okay, and to have life changing wealth. I am AB. Thank you for asking. I'm glad to know that, Gloria. I'm very pleased to hear that. Let's see where I'm at. Sorry, that was a text to my wife. Oh, wow. AB Gloria is fine. She replaced her morning coffee with margaritas today. Oh my God. Gloria is perfect for vacations then. You're a great person to go out on vacations with. So, guys, all of us, you need to put that down because the person that wakes up drinking in the morning uh, knows how to have fun for sure. Knows how to start the day. Isn't this happy hours right now? Yes, it is. Some people are saying that we should regain our initial investment as AMC could be subject to fraud investigation and government could shut this play down for several years before it gets resolved. Here's the thing, Redwan. Look at the timing of this thing coming out, okay? Look at the timing. Every time something really, really scary sound like that comes out, something really, really great happens. Just giving my input as far as being in the movement since 2020, okay? I'll tell you this. Shutdown, it's if it's a possibility or not, of course it's a possibility. But why it's not a solution, or it's not something that would happen? Because the government is already like terrified, and they've already like they're already on the downward trend, and everything's gonna get so screwed up left and right. The last thing they want is to have people revolting. You're not talking about 200 people or 300 investors or 500 investors. You're talking amongst like AMC and GME alone. You're talking easy 15, possibly 10, 15, I don't know, maybe 20 million investors, retail investors, that is. To give the middle finger to this many people, that means the US would need to also turn around and apply the martial law. I'm just giving thoughts here, because after 2 years of harvesting anger, because let's be honest, all of you feel frustrated with what's been happening for the last year and a half, almost 2 years for some people. And going through that, obviously, it left you with so much like sacrifice and having to overlook so many things and do so many things that are against your norm. Um, and instead of living up life to the fullest with every penny you got, you decided to sacrifice some of that and save it and throw it into this in the hope of life changing wealth. Well, if somebody gives you the bummer at the end, there's so many things that are against it. Obviously, you're gonna go ahead and you're not gonna be quiet about it. We're already not quiet about the corruption. Imagine the middle finger. That's one. Two, if they shut it down, like there's no clear way of how they can shut it down with everybody's money still in it, and the stock and the company. What will happen to it? How will it trade? It's nonsense. It's garbage. I'm just letting you know from now, brother. It's garbage. It's nonsense. The only time something like that could happen is if they get majority of the people off the hype train. So for example, if there was only like 100, 200 people on this thing, there's no doubt they'll brush you to the side. There's no doubt they will brush us over to the side. Sorry, I'm getting all these like I don't know why I'm getting all this. My soccer league messages are all coming to me now while they know I'm injured. So have no fear, my brother Rodwan. Something like that can't just it has to be like it has to be the end of the world for something like that to happen. I'm not tripping, honestly. I think I'm being judged, but until I see proof, etc., I have to stay with the wolf pack. I love it. That's what I'm talking about. Pabloco, what's up, brother? Thanks, AB. I have to go now because I'm closing on a house and have some notary to do, but I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Future, good luck with your closeout. Nice to see you in here, brother. Thanks for stopping by. Um, Kim, nobody needs to madmouth any YouTubers. We have one common denominator, which is AMC. I love it. Thank you for being an adult, Kim. Hanzo, hello. I'm working, just saying hi to all of you. Well, good luck at work, Hanzo. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate you. Jeffrey, I'm not gonna read no trim tail. This tail hair grows, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm gonna scan through some of these things real quick because I know it's like all love you, love me. Pixie in the whip, puff puff pass. We're gonna have a lot of sundial after the squeeze, that's for sure. Who's down? I heard Afghani sundial is the best. Who knows? It could be Canadian. I don't care. Cali sundial is not bad. Mexican sundial is great. Christy, how are you, my friend? Nice to see you in here. Okay, let's see. So, Back at work again. Pokes, welcome back to the stream, brother. Being in AMC has been more than just holding the stock. It's been a year of being educated about the world and the mess we are in. Yes. So, like, we're all so much, well said, Pixie. We're all so far invested into this cause that it grew so much larger than just an investment. You know, yes, of course, the number one goal, everyone is different. For me, is always to like the money and what I'm going to do as an investment and what I'm going to do with it after. Because I want to do a lot of work here, help there. I want to be able to fulfill some of the dreams and goals that I wanted to do, um, and be able to leave, Mother Earth, obviously, with something that, hey, a legacy that I left behind, in my own world, of course, helping, doing something. The ultimate goal for me was to always go, have the ability to go wherever I need to go on this planet to spread the seed of hope, that you can do and you can flourish no matter what part of the world you're in. And you can mainly do that most of the times. The best way you could do that is when on a personal interaction level, when people see you, like, people don't expect to see Elon Musk, for example, come to them in any other country, especially a third world country. But if they see him in person and he comes and tells them this, that, and this, that, you know what that means? To them, that's all the confidence and that's all the hope they would ever need. Just seeing him in person, because all they expect to see him on TV or see him on YouTube, which I know is not a very, very convincing thing. Like, it's just different when it's in person. It has a different, complete, more sentimental value to it. And I'm not holding, obviously, personally, myself to that high standard. I just want to be a part of something like that, where I can go and tell them, like, try to connect with people anywhere, any part of this world, and try to elevate their spirits and plant a seed of hope there so that they can look into the future. Trust me, you'll be surprised with how you are used to things here because you lived in it, versus over there, they don't even think it exists, or they don't even know to even think about that. What's given for you here is not given for them there. So they have to get used to that. And the only way they could get used to that is if somebody shows it to them, or if somebody connects with them on a personal level and shows them that, this world is great and still filled with a lot of great people and good people. And then they will take it from there on their own. Humans are great. Brendan, how are you? Like the pot, calling the kettle black, right? Jeffrey, are you still holding to your prediction on those stickers for those for this week and next AB? As far as the tickers, you're talking of, like, the ones that I've been talking about the most has been like Mara, Riot, BTCM, most notably Mara, and obviously BBIG. And simply because they're an easy pick. Honestly, I'll just be honest, like, even more honest, Jeffrey, especially BBIG. You've seen the picture in the community tab. It is wedged right in between the Ramos. Howdy, brother. It is wedged right between that support and resistance line. There's no, like, it's not even, it barely even has any space to consolidate. Um, it has to go either there or either down there, and I don't see the down movement. It's a profitable company. It had it throughout its earnings. It keeps acquiring more companies. It has a very wonderful fundamental future. um, that breakout for BBIG is not going to be little. When it does, it's going to be very, very, very sweet. Again, but that's my prediction. I'm not a financial advisor, so maybe that. Now, Mara, of course, I'm holding until the end of the week and the week after. In fact, remember when people were saying ater is done and everything. And you remember Tony Spadafino was telling me about in the comments about him coming in late and whatever, he listened to Lou or something. I was like, hey, don't be let down. Like I told you before, I see ater as a 6 to 10 or $12 stock, anywhere in between that range. It had a nice surge today. Yes, it calmed down after, which you after hours you always got to take it with a grain of salt. um but there's, it's not over. When it goes down 20-30%, the stock was originally in the 12 and $13 range, and it kept just getting shorted and like, battered down. Ladder attacks, naked shorts. The CEO came out and said, you know what, I'm gonna do whatever. I'm gonna throw my, even if I have to throw the kitchen sink at having to find private investigators that can, um, find out the naked truth about this naked shorting crap, because it's hurting companies and they're basically being predators and preying on companies. Um, so yeah, I see that happening. Mara, the same. Again, one thing is that I love the future is moving in. It already holds over 8,000 bitcoins. The model that is going after will make it by early 2023, according to them, will make them have the fastest hash rate amongst all other, miners and companies. So they have a really good standing. So looking at it as a long term, honestly, what I will do, and I've seen this last comment now by Ramos, are you still swinging Mara? Yeah, of course I'm still swinging Mara. I know, like I said, I know everybody who went in on Mara on Friday of last week. You're definitely, no matter what part of the day you went on, you're in the profit right now. Why? Because I know that we closed today higher than the highest point that Mara went to on Friday. So it's a profit nonstop. Everybody obviously at the end of the day can do whatever they want to do. I was never anyways announcing it so that people can go ahead and get in on it. I was just saying my thoughts on the company and the play. Um, and the beauty is, we'll talk about Doge in a second too. And the beauty is that it's like at this cost, like again, as I mentioned, 90% of people are holding that same stock, and their average hold is anywhere between 20 and $23. So I'll Ramos, I'll even give you one more. Maybe you will not even think about selling anything until the $20 range is met. And here's the reason why. You're like, $1.50 a share, AB? Well, and one, first of all, a win is a win. Second of all, I'm gonna long term Mara, but in the same time, I'm gonna swing it, and I'm gonna tell you how. What AB is gonna do, he's basically gonna be swinging Mara like slowly and use it kind of like a bracket talk, like how people try to do it with AMC when it squeezes. Um, because I want to initially, AB loves to do one thing. The sweetest thing in the world for me, my ultimate goal is to always get my original money out of any investment I get in. I've always said that from day one. That's my number one goal. Okay. Um, and the reason for that it's more that like there's a lot of advantages to that. When you think about it, one, as you collect profits, one, you're lessening your basically you're lessening your risk, your exposure to risk. That's one. Two, you also have cash on hand in case any opportunities you want to jump in or other day trades. Now you have cash. You're not all strapped in a few plays and you're like kind of cashless at that point. That's another thing. Now, the third thing is eventually I want to continue to do that until I get my original investment out. So when it's all out, at that point, if I have enough conviction into the play, I'll just leave whatever is in there and let it ride and see where it goes, see where the ride takes me until that moment comes. I know that Mara could easily go up to the 60s and the 80s at some point, maybe you know, if not this year, at some point next year, and that's perfect. From $18 to 60, 80 to perhaps 100, perfect turnaround. Over a year, capital gains. It's wonderful, right? So that's my point on it. But there's a lot of advantages to that. Now, as far as FOMOing in, AB just doesn't do that anymore. There's no need for me to do that because at the end of the day, you want to, you have to see, are you a trader or are you a gambler? And I'm a trader, you know. Every once in a while, I'll be more honest with you, Ramos. Every once in a while, I feel like, you know what? This $100 or $200 is bearing sometimes even 300 or 400 bucks, I'd say. 500 bucks is burning a hole in my pocket. So I'm gonna go ahead and YOLO them on some options on this play or whatever. If it checks through, it checks through. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Again, that's just leeway, like on the side. That has nothing to do with my firm uh, mindset and the fact that I'm very on top of it. I don't stray left and right unless I'm making that decision. I never let my emotions take over. That's very important. Hopefully that answers it, Ramos, and everyone else. All right, so Doge. Since no one is asking, let me talk about Doge. So with Doge, you're like everybody's watching now a 15, 16, 18, 20% movement with Doge. And you're wondering like why, what is this? Is it surging or whatnot? There is more like the fact that Elon, and by the way, who remembers last week when I was at the Wolfpack show when Cam asked me and he said, do you think Elon is gonna get Twitter? I said, of course. You guys will speak for it. Like people in that realm, I told you, when they want something, they'll get it. When you're the richest man in the world, you want something, you get it. You want AB investments shut down, you'll have it shut down. You'll get it. uh, it's just how it goes, guys. And the fact that he purchased Twitter and Doge, he's incorporating more and more and more with other businesses. That makes sense. Like this will tell you, I'll tell you this. If you know Doge from the beginning, the movement, because I was in it from day one, before even the hype came about it. When Musk came on, Musk actually like took this role of I'm gonna take like he played the role of Moses, the prophet Moses, literally. Like I'm gonna take you guys to the land of milk and honey. And what was the number one goal for Elon Musk? Or what was not Elon Musk, sorry, but the people of Doge, the Doge community? What was always the slogan? What was their number one goal? Somebody could go ahead and probably put it right there in the comment. I'm gonna look at the first comment, and if it is, I'll say it. If it ain't, I'm gonna say it anyways. What has always been Warren? How are you, my friend? I miss you, brother. Hopefully you're in great health and shape. Hopefully you're feeling good today. Um, what was always the motto for Doge, the Doge community? What did they want? Anybody want to chime in? Just one, literally one letter, one word. I'm gonna go ahead and just got off work and make the money. Wolf, wolf. um, I am great, Warren. Thank you, brother. Well, I'll tell you what, Doge. Doge always had this in mind, the community. This was the original dream. Not wipes. To the moon. Yes, Gloria. I agree with you. And Sagato, adoption. Yes, indeed. But the number one thing that always stood out was that $1 uh, price tag. Everybody was holding. The people that got screwed on Doge on the run up when it ran up to 75 cents. I have a lot of friends that did. Oh my God, they had so much money and they were holding, because you know the hype was just so real about the $1. And I personally think that Elon Musk, um, okay, AB, you know what my question is. Leave the line. I got you, brother. Wink, wink. Um, Elon Musk, I feel like he's that person that always wants to, he got something to prove and he will show you that he will prove it. He can't have any loose ends. He just has to tie everything up. So I think he's gonna let it happen. He's gonna make it happen. He's doing everything possible to make it happen. When and I'm not saying that's the minimum, I'm not saying that's the maximum. I'm saying that's the minimum. I think that's what Elon Musk is about after. How long will it take? God knows, but um, just the sincere fact that you would know the person, because I know him, because I knew everything that he did back when I first even got in Dogecoin, before he got onto Dogecoin himself. And when he came on, I remember all the things that he was doing back and forth and everything. So one time he took off Bitcoin off of his Twitter symbol and Instagram, and he added Doge instead, and it was all that stuff. And he still lately he confirmed he still holds both, and also Ethereum. I'm like, okay, you know what? Why is he holding on to this one, not anything else? Because it's pointless compared to Bitcoin and Ethereum. Let's be honest. Um, that means he's finding more ways for it to be more adopted by companies. Um, and he's finding the technology for it too. He got that Marcus guy uh, working on it, and they're getting more adoption. That blockchain is looking mighty good, like great. So I personally think he's going to end up having it, and it's gonna be done. Now that's what I think as far as a minimum. Now it could go much higher, but I think he owes it. He will not stop. Me knowing him as a person, as in like his brain, how his brain works. He's not gonna stop until he at least at a minimum gets that $1 evaluation, so he could say, "I did it for the apes." Because again, he loves being the people's champ. And I don't mind. Hey, be them people's champ as much as you want, brother. Come on over. Come to AMC. Come to AMC. Where you been sleeping? Come to AMC. Come on over, brother. We need to start a petition. Elon, come on over. Every time he mentions anything about Doge or anything, it surges. So we need you to start talking AMC, Elon. You've seen the corruption. You're always talking about the corruption of these hedge funds and all these higher up individuals and the government crap and everything. Um, what's a more fruitful environment for that talk than AMC and GME? We go through the most. If you think they manipulate crypto and whatever, come check this side out. Come look over here and you'll see manipulation at its finest. Um, so yeah, obviously Elon is not hearing this. I doubt that he'll ever hear this, of course. But if he ever does, come over to AMC. Give us a small little push. Be a thorn on our side in their throats. Cigarro, how are you doing? I think I did said it before, right? If I didn't, I'm addressing it right now. So when do we get the first mean tweet? uh, no worries, there will be any mean ones. Elon has always been for Dogecoin. Yep. And that's the thing about him, is that he didn't fade away or shy away after, because when it went down, normally this is how you know if some people were screwing people over, or if they were pumping and dumping. If they push something up an agenda high so much, and then eventually when it falls they go missing, MIA. And if that happens, clearly they were just utilizing their platform so they can help influence people to push something, and then that way the price goes up, they make money and sell out and leave everybody bag holding basically. And he's not that. So uh, if he came, he would have a record Tesla sales for after Moss. Yeah, I'm the first person to buy a Tesla. I announce it, and it will be even whatever the F type or whatever the type. No, that's Jaguars. That that two-door one, the Corvette looking one. I'll be buying that. I don't care. And I'll also buy a solar panel for my home. I'll call Tesla and say, "Come do my roof." Yeah, see, Warren says he would buy one too. I'm glad you're doing great, Sagato. Jeffrey, he will see it. It's top trending on Twitter. Yeah, as far as are you referring to to Doge, Jeffrey? So you guys saw today um, what obviously the green that happened with the market. Um, it looked like in the pre-market, everybody got under the impression, and even from last week, because I, remember this, there was a lot of hype. Be- Uh, there was extremely a lot of hype going around talking about this. This is the beginning of the downtrend and whatever. And oh man, this is again poop and scoop at its finest, guys. It gets they instill it in between. I don't know through who, some influencers, some YouTubers, some community members, or some bots, and then it catches on, and then it catches on as a fire, a wildfire. And I knew it. It's like I don't understand why everybody sees more red. Like it's been 2 straight weeks of red. It's if it's a crash, it would have been more violent. It's not going to be stair stepping. It's going to be a falling knife kind of like effect from one floor to the other. So it'll be more like stop, move, stop, move sideways and then consolidate, then another fall. We've been just stair stepping down. So it was so easy to see that we were gonna go green this week. Again, it could be a bull fake, but why would they do it like that? And then you saw what was happening in the pre-market. Everything was so red, everything, and clearly the market did its thing. And now you get to wonder. So why does it go red a week before or 2 weeks before, based on fears of the hedge funds or the Feds hiking rates and the war and inflation? But we're still like not even 2 days later, 3 days later. Now we're green. What, the market factored that in? It's all a scam. I just hate to say it like this. It's all a scam. And if you can pick right through the bullshit, uh, then you can see their next move because you think and like them. You can sniff the bullshit a mile away. So it was obvious with the setup. It was perfect place to pick up and scoop up a lot of shares on whatever you wanted. Literally any meme stock across the board was a go. Like just go ahead, you got the green light. And it still is. Look at it. I mean, it got these guys were closing up short positions. That's why you see the slow green because they're closing up short positions slowly. They used the info that the Fed members come out and scare people off with. Oh, yeah, it's on a table, 50 points. And, you know, they use that to go ahead and open short positions. Because again, when they short, it doesn't mean they're gonna short it down to zero. I'm pretty sure we all in here went through this many times with me, and you've got it from other people as well. But you've seen the fact that when they close, when they do a short position, it's all about collecting profits. Not every short has to result in them, you know, FOMOing in, or like AMC or GME. There is plenty of other shorts that they do on a daily basis where where they go ahead and they short down a stock, and when they get to their profit uh, point, and that's how much money I want to make, then they'll go ahead and buy those shares back at that lower price. And that's just how shorting works, guys. I borrow shares at and I, of course, I borrow shares. I make that agreement with the broker or the entity I borrowed them from, and then I just sell them short. I dump them short on the market. Who, and then whatever the difference is, like the real difference is when you buy them back at what price, because you sold them short at 44 or at, let's look at, for example, Mara or bbig or sndl or whatever. They sold them short at Mara $33 or $28. Stock drops down all to 18. They buy the stocks back. They made $10 plus more even on every short, because when you have bigger position, it gets multiplied per penny. It's a lot of money to short. That's why they do short. But unfortunately, since it's the riskiest, they have to go and cheat. Not that we're okay with that, but that's why they do what they do. That's why they cheat, because the catastrophe of the profits or my versus the losses, it could be a catastrophe like AMC and GME, as you can see, when people don't sell back. Because the idea of the short is borrow the shares, dump them, and then start the poop and scoop scheme. Poop as in stock so much crap on the stock so it can drop, so that your short position can start making so much money. And when it gets to the right point, that's when, like, to their requested or their targeted point level of profit, that's when they go in and buy and scoop. That's the poop and the scoop. They scoop up the shares that they borrowed, the amount, and close up their short positions. How much money did they make? Wherever they dumped it from to wherever they scooped it up from. All this is pure profit. Crazy profits. So it's like there's so many gimmicks and scams that are in the market that people are not too hip to, but the SEC can do, and all this can look at all these things and do these things, like, do many things to prevent at least that. Because I personally think that any institution, personally, let's see if this makes sense to you guys. Do you think it should not be okay for any institution to comment on any position or anything, especially if it holds a position in the play? I personally think yes, they can't. The difference between a retailer and an institutional investor is that an institutional investor has the capital to change the direction of a stock, whether to the upside or the downside. And someone like Elon Musk and AB, let's say AB, I could sit here and badmouth, try to poop and scoop on Twitter as much as I want, right? I can pull out and say, hey, Twitter is going to go down in 2 months. It's terrible. They're going to get candid, and the SEC is going to shut down their servers, blah, blah. I can come up with whatever. Versus if Elon Musk or Bill Gates or, Bezos comes out and does the same strategy, poop and scoop, who do you think will put out more effect? Who will trigger more traction? Who will more people most likely listen to or follow on that note? Of course, the other end. It's not going to be AB. So at the end of the day, I don't think, and I support my decision, like I support my statement 100%. Any institute cannot make any media statements on any company, specifically if it holds a position or is about to take a position into that company. There has to be a time frame similar to the insider trading time frame, where people can't talk a month or at least 2 months before an IPO or whatever. That's fair. But to have institutes dropping out media, which, because we know who controls the media, and they have access to that. That poop and scoop is going to be people, a lot of people, or a lot of retail is going to be, and always will be victims to that. There are people out there that I personally have talked to, even in my inner circle, that I told them, I understand you want to look at macroeconomics and macro things and micro things and all that stuff. Perfect. But who's your source? The media? Who owns the media? Like at some point we got to sit with ourselves and really start telling ourselves, who are we shitting? Who are we kidding? Right? You're playing yourself. You're not playing anyone else. You want to sound smart? Well, at your own expense. There is enough that you will get out of some, like, like the Bloombergs, the Yahoo Finances, and whatever. But when it's about the ultimate best interest, they will always side with with their buddies. It's not going to be on the retail side. Um, so it's that's how the shorting works. So when I saw where all these stocks were at and they were stair stepping down there, I knew that they were going to start buying back to close up these positions so that they can, and that's why you see a small surge. It's not too violent. They're just buying back little by little so that they can close out their shorts without giving out alarms. And that's why if you look at your datas and you start seeing the short interest has gotten less on, you know, on this stock or whatever stock, go look at them. You'll see that they've gotten less because small short covering happened. Companies are collecting profits. They're using profits along the way. And that's why you see a normal when they're buying back at a lower price. Yeah, you see a little surge in the price because they're buying into the stock, but they honestly forced the stock to go down to that point. And now at this level, who's going to short it? Like, who's going to short a bbig, for example, at $2? Especially knowing that it's a profitable company. This is the example I'm using. Who's going to short it at $2? It's the stupidest thing any short will ever do. Because one, is it worth the risk? How much money will they make? Even if they get it down to zero, which is impossible because they have so many different streams of income. That company cannot go down unless all those streams of incomes get obliterated. And I just don't see that happening. I don't see that happening, at least in the foreseeable future. Same thing with AMC. Look, and GME, they have a little different. I'll tell you how, but very similar as well. AMC, which short wanna short, wanna short AMC at this level? What are you gonna, for what? How much are you gonna dump on it for the risk of possibly getting obliterated? For how much in return? Nothing, right? Not much. It's not worth it. You need AMC to go up back to the 20s, back to the upper 20s, maybe perhaps the 30s, so they can, that right there at that point, that's when it gets borderline scary for them because it could squeeze them out and get them margin. So what they could do is they could do that same crap then again at those levels because it will be profitable for them to short it at that level and bring it back down to the teens. But right here, it's easy scoop because you want to short, if they're going to short this more, how far? 2, 3, 4, $5? That doesn't hurt your average. I mean, it's just common sense thinking here, guys. Same thing with Mara. Sorry, let's jump over to GME. Shorting GME, it's around 130 something, 100, almost 140. You know how much it's like it costs for GME to be shorted? It's crazy, like the cost to borrow to short it, it's not feasible for them. So shorting it at that point, who has money in these times, in this market today, these conditions, to go ahead and borrow something and pay like what, 30-40% against that stock only to sell it short, knowing that within less than 2 months they would have to come up with a dividend issue? Guys, only if you are literally like following through with me 100%, with every word I'm saying. You should be right now feeling like you have your feet in ice water. Literally, like you're sitting right now in ice water. You should just be as happy as that. Um, if you scooped up, hopefully it at that time on Friday. Hopefully it means and today and even tomorrow, possibly. Good job on you, and hopefully it does pay off. If you didn't, you're doing great. You're doing you. You really got something great to look forward to here within the next few days. Um, don't think anything. Don't let anything get to you guys. If you have any questions, please go ahead, put them, throw them in. I will definitely answer your questions, guys. If I can't come up with it, I'll definitely look. You know, and I have a big group here. This group alone, so many well knowledge people in here in this chat. So I'm pretty sure we'll come up with an answer. Somebody has the answer. Where am I at? Let's see. Warren says I would put Tesla roofs on all my houses if I built too. Okay, Warren, sign me up. Jeffrey, AMC corruption. Yeah, oh yeah. Okay, I see what you were talking about now. Yeah, Jeffrey. Maybe you said AMC green today, and it was. Gloria, thank you so much. Um, I got lucky, I guess. Stephanie T, hi AB and the Wolfpack, listening on my way home from work. I hope you had a great uh, shift and you had a great work, and hopefully you would have even a greater evening and much more peace on you and when you get home. Guy got a Glock. Was good, AB. Definitely one of the coolest names for sure. I love it, brother. Hi, Stephanie. Did Elon buy Mercedes? That's what's left. That's what's left. Mercedes, BMW. Glock, Gloria, Glock, Wind Moon. GD, what's up, everybody? Stacia, Warren, Hell, uh, Win full tank. I agree. I agree. Win full tank, Warren. Mr. Panulo, how are you, my friend? I hope you're having a great time and a great day, great evening, Mario, Mr. Mario. I I'm glad to have you in here. It's always a pleasure. One of the OGs. Guy got a Glock. AB, we in, baby. I need a scoop fast, hurry. Stacia, you get the point. After this is all over done, we should do a poop scoop on them. Use that strategy against them. We should go ahead and uh, literally like poop on Vanguard or BlackRock or or Citadel or any publicly traded company on their end, and we could easily after that, other retailers would just go ahead and dump on it, and the price would go down. We opened up a short position on them, and then when it goes down, we just buy it up and tell you on your way. That would be extremely hilarious. Ah, CS Trace Cam, are you in here? Wolf, yeah. Warren is. It looks like Cam is in here. How is the gold going, my friend? You found enough? You forgot about us now? Wait, what? Stacia? K9. What a surprise. Mario, yes, sir, brother. Another day closer to being rich. Hope all is good, brother. We're all gonna be rich, guys. But don't mistake me for taking boss's slogan because it sounds very close to it. Okay, I'm not saying anything. I'm just re-echoing your thing. As far as for boss, everybody knows that we're all gonna be so effing rich. No one can say it better than the guy. Kim is saying hi to Cam. Sorry, just trying to fit in. Fit in where, Cam? Welcome home, brother. Welcome home. Sagaro, hey AB, how can we beg Adam Aaron to issue an AMC coin, the proceeds of which would pay back debt and would maybe pay us an interest? Win-win. Okay, Sagaro, here's the thing. First and foremost, AMC needs to be outside of debt. Like they're in debt still. And they got to get out of debt before they can issue any sort of dividend or any of that stuff. That's just how the laws are in Kansas. Okay. That's one. Two, to issue something like that, it's he basically himself kept saying, him and the board made it very clear that they don't want to do anything like that or do any stuff like that. And here's the thing for me. Sagado, I don't know if you know that or you don't. I'm not the biggest fan of the AMC board. I always made it clear that I wish we had GameStop's board at AMC. The individuals here, just pick them up and put them there. Now, does that mean I'm done? No. I believe in the stock and the company more than the board. Obviously, I didn't get into this movement for the board. So I made a video showing what they do. And at the end of the day, that's just the way how I feel. I mean, everybody has their opinion. That's just the way I am. I'm on that bandwagon as far as not being a bullish person on the board. That's my right. How you guys and how you are, how you particularly each single one of you guys feel about them, that's up to you guys. Um, but I don't think it's gonna do much to help or any of that stuff because right now we don't want, like, think of it like this. We want this shit to be solved. Let's put it that way. Sorry to use the S word, but because it's so like the topic is so emotional for me, and I know for all of you guys. Like we just want this shit to be dealt with as far as AMC itself. If they're corrupting the stock itself, imagine what they're gonna do. We don't want extra attention. I personally don't want any extra side attention for something different. Like look what Highcroft did. It came on board, so many people went and jumped. And I know so many people, like I've seen in many threads, that people went and sold some of their AMC shares so they can go jump on that and capitalize on that. Guess what? Highcroft, when they jumped in it, ended up being a bag holding situation for many people. So now they lost AMC shares, certain amount. Some of them didn't sell everything. Some of them went crazy and sold everything and went jumped there in the pursuit of making money on this because they thought it was going to squeeze since it was less than since it was over a little bit over a dollar, um, and then take the proceeds and go back to AMC and fill up for more. Um, and that was unfortunate because it was a disaster for them. I don't want anyone, any other distractions to come from the company itself unless they are doing a full share count and having some sort of a third party company that's coming through them, not get purchased by Robinhood the very next day and get killed. Everybody reported how many shares they had. And guess what? The very next day Robinhood buys it and scraps the company. It was, I mean, it like corruption with like you'll be phased with the amount of corruption and how the length and the distance that they're willing to go and want to go, you know. um yeah, I think the only thing I'll be pushing for is if they do an accurate share count. I don't care how many shares that are synthetic pop out. I know that this is me asking for something that's impossible because they will not do it. They will not, trust me. I know this board. They will not do something like this. It's unfortunate, but they won't. That's why it came down to the champ, Ryan Cohen, RC, the legend. the Warren Buffett of our time, the millennial Warren Buffett. Um, he's doing what he's got to do, and he's gonna do it for all the meme stock movement. He's not doing it just for GME because we're all tied up in the same chain link. Come June, you'll see. Now, here's the thing. One thing that a few creators got correct is that companies will wait till the last second, but they will not wait until the moment. So if the last second is June 6th, trust me, things will be dealt with June 4th, June 3rd, June 5th. Will not be dealt with on after the announcement that, oh, okay, yeah, it got approved, and yes, we have this many, and now it's on. They'll deal with it. They will keep playing the passive game for now, but when the time comes before it gets announced, you'll see a complete different situation. Hopefully that answers it. Sagato. I hope so. Indeed, Warren, straight positivity. Can't wait. I love it. Glock. Thank you, brother. Got it. Christy, showing love to Cameron. I heard that our server has chlamydia. CSI gave it to him. Cam, I hope you found a lot of gold out there. Have you found some? Let us know what's up. Breeze, how are you, my friend? What do you think will happen to DWAC? The Truth Media. I know what they are. You good? DWAC might be a good hold as far as long term. I don't think it is extremely like manipulated like AMC and whatnot, because the crowd that was invested in that was not the same crowd that is invested in AMC. Let's just be kind of clear. At least majority. Majority of them were conservative people that were obviously down with the whole Republican movement and the Trump for office and all that stuff. And they're very diehard. When they support, they support. But when they're out, you definitely feel they're out as well. And that's what I feel like happened with DWAC. It's only a few people left with it. I see I see potential in the future, especially if Trump takes office again. Yeah, you betcha yourself. So after midterms, you might see a little more about it. But as far as something to like FOMO on or anything, that's too risky. In the same time, the price of it, right now, AMC at this evaluation, DWAC is what? Like the last time I checked, what was it, like in the 40s? Is it? Let me just double check. I like to keep knowing. Thanks for the question, by the way, because I love keep remembering that pattern. I told you guys I remember prices and patterns on stocks, even if I'm not invested in them sometimes, and by doing so, I get to remember where this was, and I'll compare it with the times that it goes in. It's weird. It's weird. I'm just like weird like that. So when I see DWAC, oh, 35.71. So you can go ahead, guys, and see that for 2 AMCs, you get 1 DWAC. What has more potential in the world right now on the stock market? Is it DWAC or is it AMC? This is just, you asked me the question. This is just me looking at it. So at the end of the day, one second, guys. So at the end of the day, I just want you guys to remember that DWAC, sorry, I got preoccupied with something. I'm looking because I'm looking at the time as well with the chart with DWAC. It's an interesting movement that it's having. But yeah, for if I was to be asked like, hey, in 2 weeks, for 2 AMs, would I buy 2 AMCs or would I buy 1 DWAC? That's the real question that I want to ask. That's the question you want to ask, Breeze, as well. Or it really comes down to that. I explained what I think about it, and then now there's a second question added to it. Would you buy two AMCs or one DWAC? I'll see the comments in the section for sure soon. Like a CS, like a bad rash. Some things just don't go away. Pam, the trader, how are you doing, sis? Hopefully you feeling better, and hopefully you dealt with your situation. Hopefully everything is good. Thanks for being around yesterday. Um, oh, okay, okay. Follow the drip. I see it, Glock. Maybe I did my video for John Wick sniping, showing I hold 11 shares at 958 each in one of my small accounts. Savage. You're a savage, Pam. I love it. And Boss is a beast. Yes, he is. Indeed, he's a beast. He's a badass. Yes, he's the biggest badass of them all. I can't believe that I just recently got hip to Boss, honestly. And it was because I'll be honest from the beginning, if the all the great talk about him from Pantheon and the level of respect that I hold for Pantheon, so I just went blindly and said, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna try this because it's so crucial to know who you let into your bubble, guys, in these times and in this world. People can influence you in the wrong way. Um, and more dangerously, especially the ones that really hold that kind of power that that you don't know, like, hey, is this person really um on our side or not? And you know after Pantheon's talk about him, he brought him up many times in his live stream at night, and then eventually it's like, okay, let me go check him out. I can't believe I told you guys before, I don't go and look at other YouTubers really, um except like even Pantheon. How did I reach out to him? I reached out to the Macellorian first. Macellorian through who? Some of the followers, the OG followers in my chat. So I seen what the Macellorian was about, talked with him, went on the live with him and with Pantheon once and Denaro, and it was the greatest thing I've done on YouTube. As far as I would literally like say it just like that, because those individuals were like great individuals from all across the aisles, and ever since I just couldn't leave Mr. Pantheon because I literally he's just one of those people that you could easily from his voice you can tell his intentions and what kind of person he is. And that's why when I got to know him more through his night show and radio, and hear listening to him more, I got to know what kind of person he is as well. And when he was talking about Boss, I was like, well, this person, you are who you hang with. So if this person talks great about this guy and he was modding for him at some point, I was like, it's a no-brainer. I checked, I did my own thing anyways. It's not like I just followed blindly. And yeah, I definitely hold Boss to a very, very, very high regard, like, and a very high level of respect for sure for the individual. He knows his stuff. He knows what he's talking about. And yes, like you guys said, he's a badass. And the slogan is amazing. And his music is so annoyingly stuck like in my brain. Like the way like his videos start. Da-na, 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 da-na. Like that is it's a very good intro to the point where it just bothers you because it's so remembered. You remember it so like it just gets stuck in your head. We're gonna be so effing rich. Okay. Pam's saying, okay, have to try drive to the gym now. We'll listen in, but can't read the chat. Thanks for holding, everyone. Thank you for stopping by, Pam, and thank you for holding as well. Um, Yeah, Jeffrey. Finally, you gave your wife a break. She delivered the son. She delivered you Simba at the end. Jeffrey's name is Mufasa from now on. My family is consisted of six. My mom and dad had six. I'm the eldest. Three boys, three girls. They were really even. They didn't want to have odd numbers just for social purposes. They didn't want the one to be socially left out. That might hurt the way they grow. JK. AB is such a great guy. Oh, thanks, Cam. Um, I appreciate you, brother. You are a wonderful person yourself. So um, hopefully you, like I said, you caught and you're catching a lot of gold. You're panning a lot of gold. Um, maybe we can invest in a high croft, but your high croft over there, um, and maybe you could make an investment for all the apes over there or something. I don't know where I'm gonna go with that, but I'm glad that you're having a good time over there. Enjoy your time at your vacation, at your what you're doing out there. Just enjoy your time, and you can always run back and handle things whenever you come back. Things won't go away; they'll always be there. But your life is always going away. Your time, you're always going. The second that we just spent, it's gone. It never comes back. It's in history. That's why I value it so much because it's with you guys. Um, yeah, there is no other way I would love to spend any more of my seconds or my time on this planet. I think it's worth it for me. And that's why when I value my time very much, that's why I'm here and I enjoy it being with you guys. Hopefully you guys feel the same. I hold myself to a higher standard with you guys. Like I literally need to provide the best for you guys as much as I can, of course. And I know Cam, you're a great person. So enjoy your time. Don't lose any sleep or any fun out there. Don't let anything or anyone ruin it for you. And when you get back, you'll always have time to deal with whatever. So work never stops. KV, how is it going? Ah, look at that. Um, I wouldn't trade my kids for anything. One. Well, maybe some AMC shares. Any takers? Well, I don't have any kids. Uh, Sold my DWAC high for more AMC. Look at you, Pam the trader. She's not just a realtor or a movie uh, reviewer. She's a professional trader, minus the financial advice, guys. Pam, I haven't watched your video to John, John, but I will check it out. Mod supporter 100%. Appreciate you, Cam. We will support you. And thank you to all the mods, of course, at the Wolfpack. They're all wonderful. I can't even single anyone out. Like, all of you guys are amazing. Truly a Wolfpack. Charlie B, thank you, brother. And you have a great day as well. Drive and be back. Enjoy. Pam, do your thing. I have to get ready soon, anyways, for my break in my fast. Um, so you're fine. I'll catch you tonight at Pantheons because I'm glad the man is back. I'll never show my bigger accounts. Hell no. Come on, Pam. Let a brother know. We're all dying to know. AMC is gold. Yep, indeed. If you were to speculate on my conviction, GME runs in June, um, with AMC delayed until August. What do you think might contribute to that delay in time span? Christy, this was the one and first time I would say, like, this is the first time I heard something like this, and it's interesting. It's interesting. I see where you're going with that, and it makes some sense too. In fact, it makes all sense. Here's the thing: where I stand on that, as far as that question, my speculation is, here's my speculation. I think we're both, GME and AMC are gonna run way before, especially AMC first, before GME. And here's why I say that. The reason why I say that is because AMC never got his chance to run like GME had his breather up to the $400 range, at least once. AMC never ran, like, even $74. That was nothing. GME and AMC both took off from similar places. Like GME was around the $3, $4 range, $2, high $2 range. AMC was in the high $1 to $2 range, like when they took off, right? In January. Um, and GME goes to all the way to the 400s, and AMC gets stuck at the $24. Well, clearly because there was not enough money to deal with both monsters. I think now the bigger danger to them is AMC because there are more people on that. Just by default. GME is always dangerous, of course. I mean, obviously, I'm huge on GME, but they at least opened up they pulled off the lid off that. They picked up the lid off of that pot, and they seen what's cooking, on GME. With the AMC, they didn't do that yet. And the best way to lessen a blow that is coming directly at you, like, think of AMC and GME as an asteroid, and it's coming to Earth. Because that's a perfect example, because we are destruction. It is that bad. They let it get this bad. GME had some sort of contact, like they launched some sort of missile and obliterated it, and, like, at some point, just smaller so that they can go ahead and get chunks. And yeah, that was a disaster, but not as big as a full-on collision. Yet we didn't get the full collision as well. Like, it's coming no matter what. The full collision will result in the what we will call the recession of the whole market and the whole world, for that matter. It's not just going to be the US. In fact, some places are going to be a little more merciful than other. Some places, people are going to be dying from hunger. And you mark my words on that. And I'm not proud to say stuff like that or looking forward to that, but you'll see, guys, as time comes. It's unfortunate because, again, the people on the bottom, the people that are on the very edge are always the ones to fall first. That's just the common sense of how it works. So AMC, I think, will be heading out first, and it's gonna be before the June. That's my speculation, and even GME before the June timeline, um, unless something comes out to where they, like, there's talks about rumors that some brokerages are not forwarding that IP proxy, for people to vote, the GME holders to vote, and somehow it gets not voted for, which, again, I don't understand because the board have already approved it. Like, unless something like that happens, I don't see I don't see how they can let anything get past. And even if, I totally agree with the GME point, though. Like, I totally agree with that one, with the time frame of GME. If GME takes off, I don't see how anyone else on the other side would have enough money to try to naked short or borrow shares and pay to. I don't see it. It's what I see is the same thing happening now. As far as time frame, this is why I can't tell you no or I can't tell you yes, because I don't know. You could definitely be right, and you could also be very well wrong as far as the August time frame or in June time frame. We both could be completely wrong. But as far as theoretically, I totally agree with you because they can possibly finish paying off this one end and then the other end comes right after. But I don't see it going further than that. I just, when one takes off, the other one is going to be following it right after. And I personally think it is going to be AMC first because it just never had a proper breather out. Cam's a gold digger. Jeffrey, have a great time at your church, and hopefully may the Lord listen to you, and hopefully bless you and your family, and all of us with you as well. And I'm gonna skin right through the uh, the comments here, and because I gotta go and break my fast soon. I gotta set up the table and everything. Today is my turn to I cooked, and I will take a picture and I'll show you guys what I cooked, and I will today was my turn to show the feed the family. Charlie B, AB, you're a great speaker. Thanks for the session. Well, this is very kind of you. I don't know how to react to that, but I will say thank you. Um, and that definitely made my evening. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you. Uh, Ghost too. I'm glad I saw you before I left the chat. How are you, brother? Hopefully you're good. Lead Lion. I don't have enough kids, but after the squeeze, I'll have enough money to pay for kids' college and their kids' college and their kids' college, etc. Yeah, why not? I see that. AB, do you think any of the Wall Street banks will be hurt by the MOAS? Thanks. Charlie, indeed, yes. Indeed, like 100%. Deutsche, I see them be probably first on the list. Goldman for sure. Many of them, most of them. But again, it's going to be like 2008, but worse. Bailouts. Bailouts are going to happen. Like the bailouts are just going to happen, hands down. Thank you, Pam. I appreciate the love, Pam. You're one of a kind. I'll buy you a margarita and ice cream if it ends up running the way I suggested. Hey, it's in this case, I would hope it is for sure. It runs the way that you suggested for sure. It's a win-win situation. My way, we get rich sooner. Your way, we still get rich anyways, but on top of that, I get an ice cream and margarita. It's a win-win situation. I know they may not want to risk allowing profits from one to feed buying more of the other. Apparently, there won't be time for the foot story. I'm so disappointed. Stacia, I'll tell you quickly the story, but let me answer Christy because I'll have literally like one, I'll put a quick second on it. Christy, that's exactly also another thing uh, of a reason of why I said that, they don't want, like from the beginning, why I have always been one of the only ones actually saying that all the meme stocks are gonna squeeze around the same time. And I'm not the only one, but one of the only ones. And the reason why is because, yeah, like the fear of them losing out on, like, having to lose here and then welcome a big batch of millionaires on another end. There's no way they could, like, what can they do about that? What they gonna pay? How are they gonna pay that? I mean, the aftermath after AMC and GME will be way more gruesome than AMC and GME. So it can't be just like a non-stop effect. There needs to be an end, and that's how they think of it. And I mean, at this point, I see it. It's kind of like we're already aiming for the jugular, and there's no way that we can aim for like there's only one jugular. So once you hit it, it's done. And they know that. So therefore, they got to try to protect the jugular and then at the same time survive. That's their and by using that mindset, there's no way they would let anyone or anything get that out of them. So It's such, Abi brother, it's such a lot of pleasure listening to you. Would you make a segment advising us money and income planning after the squeeze for sure? Pam, thank you. And Stacia, sorry, the story. We'll talk about it. Maybe we'll talk about it tomorrow. Okay? How about that? So it's unfortunate, but we'll talk about it tomorrow. You just remind me of that. And I humbly thank all of you guys, and thank you so much to all the wonderful people that were all in here. All of you guys are amazing. Thanks again for joining another episode with AV Investments. And once again, much love, AV Investments.